Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today we've got a couple of things that I'm super excited about. We're going to show them to you here in just a second. And we're going to announce today that we're going to do a new segment on here. The new segment will be from the Tattoo Historians. So stick around, check this out. What's in the mail? All right, everybody, hope you're having a great week. We are having a great week here. Now, I got this in the mail from eBay. I am, you know how I'm always saying that the time to get it's when you see it. So I came across a couple things this week. Oh, that's a happy, lucky little thing there. They sent a nice little holiday card with this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that. I got two packages. They're from different sellers. The same seller did not have both of these, so I had to go through two different ones. But I saw the other day that they started making these new Garbage Pail Kids cards for 2019. And these are the 90s, it's a new 90s set. But they have new tattoo ones in there. Here is Matt Tats. Hopefully this is the first time y'all are seeing this one. I'll put up a way better picture of that. And this one is the new Tattoo Lou. And he kind of looks like a heavyset Tupac. I guess Tattoo 2 just didn't sound as good as Tattoo Lou. Anyway, these are brand new. I'm super stoked to have these. I've got the two from 1985. Y'all have seen those. Here they are. But they were the same. These two, I don't know if they have variants on the names yet. I'll keep an eye out on that. But I thought they were super fun. And right now is the time to get these. Get as many of them as you possibly can because they just started making them. I'm not sure how many of these they're gonna make. They may make a ton of them. They may make hardly any of them. Great part about these is they are actual cards this time and not stickers. Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. They are stickers. They're just not die cut stickers this time. They are full meal deal, full square stickers. So, if you're smart, like me, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these out as soon as you get them. You're gonna put them in something protective. This one's already in something protective. This one could use a little stiffer protection. I'm gonna send these both to PSA. I'm gonna get them graded, or SGC probably. I'm gonna get them both graded right now. That way, the chances of you getting a Gem 10 mint are way higher. And that's what you want on cards. You want a Gem 10 mint. So, okay. I've talked way enough about Garbage Pail Kids today. So, about a week ago, I get a message on my Instagram from the Lyle Tuttle collection. They now are kind of archiving his collection and trying to find a permanent home where they can put it on display all at once, all the time. And for that, like anything else, you need money to do that. So they contacted me and said that they were getting ready to sell these. And did I want them for a kind price, is what they said. And they were absolutely correct. So this come from the Tattoo Museum at 837 Columbus, San Francisco. I am going to get you a way better shot of that here in a second. And I have not opened these yet. This has been the hardest package not to open thus far. So, before Tuttle died, he knew that everybody loved his Tattoo Historians. And they were getting ready to reissue them. And then unfortunately we lost Lyle. These are official Tuttle reissues, except for one. One is actually an original. But these are, man, they did not want anything happening to these on the way. Wow. Okay, Danielle, thank you. And if I didn't say that before, thank you, Danielle, for contacting us about these wonderful, oh my God, these are the Tattoo Historians. If anybody doesn't know about these little books were made by Lyle Tuttle back in the day, back in the 83, 84, and 85. And they are filled with knowledge. We're gonna go way heavier into this because this is our new segment. We are going to start doing stories from the tattoo historians. And this is, normally these go for between 100 to 200 and a quarter, these little magazines now. I see them everywhere, but usually they're a little out of the price range that I have on me when I see them, unfortunately. I have a couple that I've gotten elsewhere. But when they contacted me about this, I was super excited about it because the knowledge in these is incredible. It's extensive. And just to have them to be able to read them is awesome. To have them to be able to share them with you is even more. So today's installment is a quaint little story from one of the tattoo historians. And it is about Vaseline. Today, we don't use it as much anymore, but back in the day, it was one of the staples in tattooing. You always saw Vaseline on a guy's desk, especially in the old pictures. You see them all the time. Reason being is they used Vaseline similar to how we use A&D ointment now. The Vaseline was also used to attach stencils. So I've told you that in the past. You put a thin coating on, stick it on, pull it off. So Vaseline was an integral part of the business back in the day. And here's a nice little story about how it all began. What's the one thing that all tattoo artists probably agree about? Vaseline. Exactly. Without it, tattooing would be difficult and tedious. With its application, tattooing becomes easier and faster for the artist while soothing the consumer's skin. The history of this amazing product is just as colorful as a tattoo. In 1859, America was thrilled about the news of Colonel Drake's fabulous oil strike in Pennsylvania. But to Robert Augustus Cheeseborough, a struggling 22-year-old chemist in Brooklyn, the news made him physically sick. For he had devoted his entire career to learning how to refine cannel oil into kerosene, then a major source of fuel. He realized his work had been for nothing. Oil, natural petroleum, would be the new fuel for the future. And boy, if he didn't think of something quick, he would be out in the cold. Cheeseborough spent his entire savings buying a round-trip railroad ticket to the heart of the oil boom, Titusville, Pennsylvania. Day after day, he poked and nosed around the oil field, studying all aspects of the complex operations. I wondered if I could find a back door into the oil business, said Cheeseborough. He kept returning to the gigantic pump rods in the field because of a substance the workers called rod wax. Rod wax, a colorless residue, formed around the pump rods, and good God, how the workers cursed the stuff because it gummed up the pumps, but blessed it when they put the stuff on their cuts and their burns. This rod wax must be the ticket, Cheeseborough thought. It soothes cuts and burns so surely it must contain a mysterious healing power. He collected huge amounts of rod wax and headed back to his lab to begin testing his belief. Long months of painstaking research and experiments followed in order to extract the concentrated residue from the crude petroleum. Finally, he succeeded in refining and purifying the residue and called it petroleum jelly instead of rod wax. During the hundreds of experiments, Cheeseborough became the guinea pig. He constantly burned and cut himself to test the petroleum jelly and wore the scars of these experiments for the rest of his life. I think the hardest part might have been thinking up a good name for my product the public would like. Then I remembered all of those endless experiments in the lab, running out of beakers. I would toss out the flowers that my wife would bring and fill up her vases with petroleum jelly. By the time I had perfected the jelly, there were so many filled vases that I decided that would be the first part of the name. The lean was added because it was a popular ending for commercial products then. The name Vaseline sounded good, and Cheeseborough registered it for his trademark. Production began, and he gave free samples to doctors, hoping to get the sales rolling. Not wasting any time, he hitched up his horse and buggy and rode around New York State giving Vaseline away to the public. Wham! The response was incredible. By the time he got back to Brooklyn, orders were flowing in from druggists around the state. The free samples of Vaseline had paid off. So Cheeseborough hired some men to beat the bushes in New Jersey and Connecticut. A few years later, the medical profession gave its approval and sales boomed worldwide, the public buying Vaseline at a rate of 1 jar a minute. In 1916, the Russian peasants had discovered that Vaseline added to the oil in their holy lamps, eliminating choking fumes. In 1917, Sun Yat-sen's liberation of the Chinese people caused the company's sales to skyrocket because the coolies were ordered to clip off their queues, or pigtails. Vaseline eased the discomfort that was caused by the bristle of the cut queue. Today, over 100 years later, Vaseline is literally over 1,000 uses. It is bought in bulk by cosmetic manufacturers as the base for beauty creams and lipsticks. Pharmaceutical companies combined it with today's wonder drugs for their ointments. Robert Cheeseborough believed Vaseline was the secret to longevity and swallowed a spoonful of it every day. He died in 1933 at the age of 96. Significantly, perhaps no one has ever disputed his proud boast. All right. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. I know it wasn't a super long one. We do have trips planned in the future, so stick around and check those out. Until next week, you all stay safe out there and keep collecting. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button down below and check out these videos. We worked real hard on these too, and I think if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those too.